Siddharth, I'm not sure if you have already got a sense on Cipla, but the entire pharmaceutical space and Cipla as a stock, if you have a view.
Yeah, Anisha. So I think if you look at the entire healthcare space after having a weak period, even FY23 was a weak period, we are expecting some improvement from the entire healthcare space with a sales growth of about 14% and PAT growth of about 13%. So that we are already seeing some of the pharma names which have reported numbers are showing improvement on back of improving demand that we are seeing both globally as well as in the domestic market, and and more importantly, with realizations now stabilizing, the cost pressures coming down. So that is also positive. The biggest overhang that we see is that the regulatory overhang, which kind of eased off in between, is now again coming back. Some of the pharma names have started getting again observations which kind of could delay or could kind of impact the growth per se. But some of, as I said, overall things are looking better for pharma names. Some of the names have already moved up and valuations are now closer to fair zone. Still, if you look at in terms of the preferred plays, we would like to we prefer some of the global exposed names like Sun Pharma, which has much better product portfolio as well as global as well as domestic footprint, which helps them a diversified business.
Okay, so that's the take coming in as far as the entire pharma sector is concerned. But overall, just wanted to reiterate the numbers coming in for Cipla. There's a beat on the top line, and that operating leverage is flowing at the margin level as well, 23.6% as far as the consolidated margins go. We were working with a number of 22.2% thereabouts, and of course that's the reason the profitability is also higher at around almost 1,000 crore rupees coming in versus 806 crore rupees that we were anticipating earlier. The stock has seen at least a bit of a spike. This is not one of the cases where we are seeing that sell-on news happening. There is at least a bit of reaction coming in, but let's see whether it sustains. But coming back to what happened earlier in the day, and one of the big numbers that we were watching out for was L&T as well. Siddharth, L&T, of course, if you have a view on that, and Bajaj Finance, could you explain the reason why the stock is seeing a sell-off?
Yeah, Anisha. So I think Bajaj Finance, the results have been more or less in line with expectation, and we are seeing the kind of reaction some of the companies after the results which are in line. So it is like mostly like sell-on news. The numbers that have come out pretty good. Net profit growth of 32%, AUM growth again 32%, net interest income was up 26%. So I think NPAs have also kind of come down. So overall, I think the numbers are in line with our expectations, pretty strong numbers. I think today's reaction is a bit of sell on the news kind of thing, but we have a very positive view on Bajaj Finance given the strong growth trajectory that they have been able to maintain, plus the diversification that they are now doing in the financing business, which should help them scale greater heights. Coming to Larsen, I think Larsen has been pretty good results. The commentary has also come out to be pretty strong in terms of the outlook for especially for the order book that the management is kind of targeting, and that looks like pretty strong commentary in terms of the management's focus towards increasing the overall order book, which could drive growth going forward. Especially in a time environment where we are seeing that the capex theme is picking up just before the general elections next year. We expect pickup in execution as well for some of the construction names, which should also help companies like Larsen, which is seeing strong momentum in both order book as well as in terms of its execution capabilities, which is leading to strong earnings growth.
Right. In fact, let's just get back to Cipla, and I'm going to quickly take it across to Srishti as well.
Cipla, but whole host of other numbers also expected. Tech Mahindra being case in point. Of course, Dr. Reddy's is another number, and then Axis Bank. That too is expected to report a good set of numbers. Siddharth, what's your view within the private banking names? Is Axis something that you like?
Yeah, so if you look at the private banking space, I think some of the numbers that come in, specifically the ICICI Bank results were pretty good, robust loan growth, stable asset quality, and in expected lines, the margins are slightly declining. That is a trend that we are seeing across banking names. We are definitely expecting NIMs to kind of consolidate and marginally come down in the current financial year. So that is the case. Especially if you look at, but the core business growth remains pretty strong. ICICI is the preferred bet within the private banking space, having delivered the strong numbers. Even for Axis, we are expecting a strong number, and we like Axis. But in terms of preference, we would continue to prefer an ICICI Bank over Axis. But we definitely will take a call again post the results today and the commentary.
Okay.